This is the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. We have assembled the world's finest sports and trivia dorks to prove once and for all that we are just as bad at this as we were at sports.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 244 of the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, sports trivia for those of us who rode the pine. I'm your host, David, and today's game will feature the Benchwarmer team of Josh and Matt Doherty versus the team of Eric Eid and assistant coach for our Patreon team and special guest, Adam Speas. Adam, how you doing? Welcome to the bench, or welcome back. How about if you take a minute, remind us where you're from, what teams you root for, and any national game shows you might have been on recently. Maybe you could tell us about that.
Yes, there was one of those, a very failed endeavor. But yes, I'm Adam Speas from Throwback Trivia Takedown. If you guys like more generalized trivia from pop culture of nostalgia days, go check that one out. You guys have been nice enough and kind enough to mention our podcast a bajillion times, so don't need to plug it much here. But besides that, yes, you can see me Tuesdays at 9 o'clock on Fox, 9 Eastern, 8 Central on The Floor, which was a very fun experience, I will say. I really, really dug it. It was my first time ever doing like a national game show. They don't tell people, but we filmed out in Ireland, so I got a free trip to Dublin. They flew me out. They paid for the hotel and the flight and per diem for food. And I'll take that as a consolation because I didn't win squat because this won't come out. This will come out. My episode's already aired. So I'll take that, free trip to Dublin. Pretty badass.
So I one question for you. What was Rob Lowe like in real life? Was he a nice guy? Was he cool about it?
He was nice. He was a nice dude. He kind of, we didn't hang out, obviously. We didn't become best friends like I hoped, but in between like shots, he would chat with us and whatnot. The one thing I will say, his makeup was a little heavily caked. He definitely looks a little older in person than he does on camera.
Yeah, it's not a huge surprise. The other thing I noticed, because I was watching a few episodes, did you film it sort of straight? Because it seems like everybody, not that I really remember, but it seemed like everybody was wearing sort of the same clothes throughout the entire thing. You went with one outfit?
So we had to bring one outfit. Fox actually had to approve our outfits. We had to send this stuff. I had to go shopping early, and they made us bring 2 sets of the same exact outfit. So in case we screwed something up, so I had to go buy 2 sets of that purple shirt and jeans, and the wardrobe. Basically every day we shot for 4 or 5 days. I can't remember. It was about 2 to 3 episodes a day, and we would basically. Wardrobe would take it over. They would take it. We would dress out. And then in case anything screwed up, we had a backup set.
Shot it in Dublin, Ireland?
Yeah. Surprisingly more game shows than you think shoot in Dublin. Name That Tune also filmed there. Next Level Chef also filmed there in the same studio. And also in that same studio, Braveheart filmed a lot of their scenes, which made me really, really happy because that's one of my favorite movies. My theory is Dublin does a lot of tax incentives for that, but also the set is really intricate. Like we're standing on a massive LED TV basically. And as opposed to building that set in multiple locations in case they wanted a French version, an Italian version, or something like that, they can build one set fairly localized in Dublin, fly everybody there and do that. I think that's the reason why it was there, but I don't really know. I don't care. I'm not complaining. I got to go to Jameson Distillery. I got to do a lot of cool stuff.
That's awesome. Nice. All right, Eric, let's hear about your game shows.
I was on this episode of nothing ever. They actually called me about what's that one show, The Beast or whatever.
Yeah.
I got a call about that and I missed the phone call. and by the time I got back to him, it was too late. I'm just
that's a pretty cool format. I like that show.
That is a good format.
You'd be cool on that show, actually. I think that'd be interesting to see.
My only problem is I don't know if Adam can confirm this or not. Is I feel like they only take, and this is not directed at you, Adam, but I feel like most people that are on those shows are a little too much.
Certainly that is the case. Of all the different players that were there, I was probably one of the more reserved, and you guys know me. I'm not necessarily reserved.
No, if you watch the show, you can tell. Some of these people are a little bit extra. They are extra.
I watched specifically to see Adam.
Like they're kind of like
look at me, like watch me do this.
Yeah. The way they cast these shows, they want everybody to be really liked or somebody you want to root against, right? And so
I think of the opposite of Eric Eid.
Why? Everybody.
Shots
Eric's the
fired.
ultimate. He's the ultimate heel. What are you?
I'm the
talking
heel
about?
of. I found out I'm the heel of Throwback Trivia Takedown, and I didn't even realize it until like an episode happened and
Well,
somebody
it's-
said beat me. I'm like, I don't even know who that guy was.
You didn't even know the guy, and it was like, take down Eric
E.
Eid, please.
I'm like, oh,
All right. So
cool.
Eric, and Adam,
Sorry.
maybe we should get on with some of our own trivia.
Yeah, whatever.
Why don't you-
Not even.
yeah, but yeah,
Anyway.
just give me a team name, would you?
Well, as y'all might remember, I'm a fan of pop culture in the 90s and snacks. If you guys remember the Waffle Crisp episode, that's probably my one famous moment here on Benchwarmers. And so we've decided to keep that theme. And so our name for tonight is Don't Lay a Finger on My Dunkaroos or I'll Big League Chew Out Your Gushers.
All right. Okay. Well, we've already heard their wonderful voices, but Josh and Matt, who wants to tell us how you're doing?
I'm doing all right. So, Adam, welcome to the Went on a National Game Show and Won Absolutely Nothing Club.
Hey, thank you.
There's now at least a couple of us. Obviously, Matt Takimoto doesn't count because he won one and
He did
won
win,
stuff.
yeah,
so,
yeah.
whatever. So,
Yeah.
I don't need to talk about it, though. It was a long time ago, and I'm not bitter or anything. Good to see
Very
you guys.
cool. Yeah, it's good to see you too. Matt, talk to me. What you got?
I got a little bit of a head cold, so that's why I sound like Barry White. So, sinus pressure sucks. But Josh and I have been friends for a long time, and we have teamed up together, but rarely are we on the same episodes together. So, our team name tonight is going to be, excuse me, not first time, long time. You know, because like when you call into a radio.
Yeah. First time, long
When you
time.
said, okay, all right, I'll explain.
I like it. No, I got the reference. We are ready to go. So let's turn it over to Benchwarmer Emeritus Dan to read our rules.
The game will consist of 4 quarters of play, each with different trivia style. The styles of quarters 1 through 3 will change from show to show, and I will explain them as we go along. Like any good sporting event, we will have a halftime show after the second quarter with entertainment questions. And in the fourth quarter, our teams will wager from their points accumulated to see who are today's clipboard captains, to be honored like the true benchwarmers they are. All right, let's get this game underway.
Okay, today's first quarter is going to be sporting haikus.
Sporting haikus. For this quarter, there will be 4 questions in haiku form. Each question is worth 25 points.
Question 1 of sporting haikus. Flyer first 9 years, Hart Trophy in 95, 16 inductee.
We'll check in.
Not first time, long time has checked in. So don't lay a finger, yada, yada, yada. You guys can talk it out.
The problem is I kind of forgot that after all those concussions, I didn't like the Flyer first 9 years, because then I kind of forgot that there was other times after that.
Yeah, nobody remembers those. So
Yes.
it was a little misleading, but
Yep, that was my problem. That's why I shifted over to like Leclerc question mark. But you're right, he was not originally a Flyer. It's got to be Lindros.
yeah, it's my sister's my sister's in her 50s and she knows one hockey player. She does not watch sports ever, and she knows Eric Lindros. So
All right. So that was a check-in, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Not first time, long time. What'd you have?
Yeah, well, if you would have asked me name one player from the Flyers in the 90s, I had one name, and I'm glad it's the name that appears to be the right answer, because we also checked in with Eric Lindros.
That is correct. Both teams will be receiving points. Okay. Question number 2 of sporting haikus. Number 29. 1,800 yards 3 times. Fastest to 10K.
All right, we're gonna check in.
All right. Once again, not first time, long time has checked in. Other team. It's your turn.
What's our name? I forgot.
David, did you mean us?
Yes. Oh, sorry. That would be don't lay a finger on my Dunkaroos or I'll big league chew out your gusher. Please talk it out.
Oh, that's us. That's us.
Okay, now I know. I'm all good with that. I mean, Eric Dickerson has many yards.
There's hardly any, and when I say hardly any great running, I mean, I'm sure there's good running backs that wore 29. There's hardly any greats that wore 29 other than Dickerson. So
Then
it's got to be.
if you know he's 29, then I'm good with that.
Yep. We're going to check in with Eric Dickerson.
All right. And not first time, long time. What did you guys have?
Yeah, there must be something going on, some sort of like documentary or something happening with him coming out soon, because my TikTok has been absolutely inundated with clips from some documentary about Eric Dickerson, and I remember specifically them saying that the first 3 seasons in the NFL, he had over 1,800 yards each season. So yeah, he checked in with Eric Dickerson.
Both teams are receiving points. Yeah, I haven't gotten those on my feed, but one thing that I was just reading about is that Dickerson still holds the rookie record for rushing yards, which is pretty well known, but he also has the record for the most yards in your first 2 years, in the first 3 years, in the first 4 years, in the first 5 years, in the first 6 years, the first 7 years, and the first 8 years.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. All right, question number 3. 1939, first uniform retired, the luckiest man.
We can check in.
All right, for the third time, not first time, long time, has checked in. Dunkaroos, talk it out.
Easy for Josh, but I don't know this one.
Luckiest man.
Dude, we have to bleep early. This is the earliest we were ever gonna have to bleep.
That's my MO.
Only thing I got is the luckiest man is I'm pretty sure Lou Gehrig said that in his retirement speech.
Oh yeah, I am the luckiest man to die of my own disease.
Right?
Yeah.
Just he's an innovator. He was the first ever person trending.
Yeah. That makes sense.
All right. We'll check in with the luckiest man alive, Lou Gehrig.
All right. And not first time, long time. What'd you guys have?
I actually had it from the first uniform retired. You didn't need the luckiest man. But anyway, is it okay, Josh, if I take this one?
That's fine. And you the echo call when he was saying it, that I'm
exactly
the luckiest man.
And the reason that his was the earliest uniform retired is because of him passing away at a young age. So they didn't wait a long time after, because he passed away just like a year and a half or so after he retired or something.
It was very soon after. Yeah. So the Yankees were the first baseball team to we talked about this on a recent recording, but they were the first team to actually have uniform numbers. Lou Gehrig was number 4 because he was the cleanup hitter. And because he hit number 4, they gave him number 4. And so when he realized he had ALS, they had this big, it was July 4th, 1939. And that's when he gave the famous speech. Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth, yada, yada, yada.
They were also the first team to start retiring numbers also, right? If I recall correctly.
He was the first, I think actually, and Eric,
like in major sport, like
I think there was an NHL number that was like, it's sort of controversial, but I think he was definitely the first one in baseball to have his number retired. I think
we
there was
said
somebody
a major
in the NHL.
sport.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we said major. Yeah.
Oh, no. All right. Question number 4. He's won MVP, Olympic gold, and sixth man, but no championships.
I mean, I don't even know why I'm typing anything to you. Just say whatever you want.
No. That's no. It helps. Trust me, it helps. It
doesn't help. You know what does help? Some facts about 90s snacks. So Big League Chew was introduced in 1980, actually. So it's a shredded bubble gum, and it's just fantastic. It was created by Portland Mavericks left-handed pitcher Rob Nelson and bat boy Todd Field. There you go.
All right, we'll check in.
All right. Once again, not first time, long time, has checked in. Dunkaroos, talk it out.
I mean, so we're leaning. Oh, wait, he's won MVP though.
He has won he's not a sixth man. I can't think of a sixth man that would have won an MVP.
Yeah, those two things seem contradictory almost.
Harden? He's never won a ring, right?
No, I don't think Harden's won a ring.
He's been a sixth man.
Okay.
A gold medal?
Probably
in London.
Yeah. Okay, I wasn't even thinking more modern. So yeah, I like that.
I forgot, like when he first came up, he was the sixth man in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, totally.
So I think that's right when he moved on is when he won sixth man, and he couldn't stick around in that small city anymore with Durant and Westbrook. So
okay,
all right, let's go James Harden.
All right, and not first time, long time. What'd you guys have?
Yeah, had the same thing. It's he has not won a championship yet. Boy, it seems like he's been on teams where they kept talking about that it's their year. Never seems to quite be their year. So we also checked in with James Harden.
And both teams are receiving points. Yeah, Harden won the sixth man in 2012. He won the MVP in 2018. And as Eric pointed out, he won the Olympic gold in London in 2012. Well done. So everybody swept that category. So at the end of the first quarter, we have not first time, long time with 100 points, and tied with them, Don't Lay a Finger on My Dunkaroos, or I'll Big League Chew Out Your Gusher.
We wanted to let you know that we are on Patreon if you'd be interested in supporting us financially. Your contributions will be used to help us cover the costs that it takes to bring you the high-quality sports trivia that you have come to expect from us. There are also some great perks that come with the Patreon membership to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast, including bonus episodes and Benchwarmer swag. You can find us at patreon.com/benchwarmerstp. Thanks.
All right. Today's second quarter is going to be the missing link.
The Missing Link. This quarter will consist of 5 questions with theme-linked answers. The teams will attempt to answer the questions and guess the theme. Each question is worth 20 points. If a team checks in first via chat to the host with the correct theme before the 5th question, they will earn 100 points. The other team can still earn 50 points with the correct theme guess. If neither team has checked in with the correct theme before the 5th question, each team can earn 50 points with the correct answer to the theme after the 5th question.
How many Toyotas do we have in this one?
It's a 2.
Yeah.
All right, question number 1. What U.S. state is home to the most number of schools that have won a Heisman Trophy?
David, we will check in.
All right, don't lay a finger on my Dunkaroos. Is checked in. Not first time, long time. For the first time this evening, we get to hear your voices talking out a question.
Okay, so from Texas, we have for sure Texas, Baylor, right? Because
Yep.
didn't RG3 win from
Yep.
there, right? Then did Manziel win for A&M?
I think so. They're on the
Yeah.
list.
Didn't somebody from Texas Tech has won too, right? Am I?
I don't know about Texas
Oh,
Tech,
maybe not. Yeah.
but I think
And then you said SMU. Who won from SMU?
I
Somebody
don't
won
know.
from-
So this is one
Yeah,
of those
yeah.
lists that I've looked at, like the schools before. I
Yes.
don't know all of whom.
Dope Walker's from SMU. Or did he go to Texas?
I don't think we've already listed
Anyway.
like 5 or 6 or 4 or 5
Well, we
or
listed
6.
3 there, and if that's SMU, that's 4. And then we
Houston.
for sure Houston has had 1, right? So that's 5. Okay. So the one I was thinking in California, right? So USC,
USC
UCLA,
and Stanford.
and Stanford. Nobody from Cal has
I
won?
don't think anyone from Cal's won Heisman.
LaDainian Tomlinson didn't win the Heisman, right? No. You want to go with Texas?
I think it's Texas because I think we're maybe even missing a school.
We're going to go ahead and check in with Texas.
All right, and don't lay a finger on my Dunkaroos. What'd you have?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Baylor, A&M, Texas, SMU, Houston, and TCU. It's Davey O'Brien and Doak Walker were the SMU and Texas Tech. Or not Texas Tech, TCU, sorry.
Oh,
Texas
sorry.
Christian.
Okay.
That's right. Okay, so just to recap this. So Texas is correct. Both teams are receiving points. Texas had, of course, Ricky Williams and Earl Campbell. Baylor had RG3, TCU, Davey O'Brien, SMU, Doak Walker, Houston had Andre Ware, and Texas A&M had Johnny Manziel. So they've actually had 6 different schools, but only a total of 8 Heisman trophies. California has actually had 9, but to your guys' point, you nailed it exactly. Only UCLA, Stanford, and USC have won because USC has won 7 of them. Florida, I think, is also at 9 total, but have only had 3 different schools. Florida,
Yeah, I
Miami.
can only come up with
Yeah,
Florida
Florida
State, and Miami.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So in the end, it's really not close. Texas had 6 different schools. Nobody else said more than 3. So there you go. Well done to both teams for sussing that out. Question number 2. In 2018, he became the first player in MLB history to win MVP, Silver Slugger, Gold Glove, the batting title, and the World Series in the same season.
David, we will check in.
All right. Not first time, long time has checked in. Don't lay a finger on my Dunkaroos. Get 2 minutes if you need them.
I'm not going to be much help here. So instead, I'm just going to lounge sing a song for you, Eric Eid. Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time. When pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza anytime. Hey, that's just for you. I'm assuming you have the answer because I don't know. Bagel bites were invented in the mid 80s. They are fantastic. Everybody loves them.
Nope, that is not a true statement. That is
You don't like
incorrect.
what?
Wow.
If it's 18, he won a World Series the same year of all that other stuff. 18 makes me think Red Sox. So Mookie Betts. We'll go with Mookie Betts.
All right. And not first time, long time. What'd you have?
Yeah, we also said Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts is the correct answer. Both teams are receiving points. Yeah, I mean, was an amazing year. For some reason, I think that was lost on a lot of people, just how well-rounded he was. The only other person that's won the MVP, Silver Slugger, Gold Glove, and World Series in the same year was Mike Schmidt. That goes back, I think, to the very first year of the Silver Slugger that they were giving it away, which would be 1980. But of course, he wasn't anywhere close to the batting title. I mean, he wouldn't have even been in the top 10. So our themed linked answers thus far are Texas and Mookie Betts. Question number 3. This move revolutionized the sport in 1968, leading to a fictitious movie starring Michael Caine, famous only to the benchwarmers.
Adam,
check
go
in.
ahead and check that in, Adam.
Thank you. I figured it felt right because I've listened to enough of y'all's episodes, and yep, checking that in.
All right. Don't lay a finger on my Dunkaroos has checked in. Not first time, long time. Your turn to talk it out.
They checked in second, but that's okay. We can talk it out.
Oh,
I actually checked in before he told
I
him
was
to
too
check
right
distracted
in.
before,
by the
yeah.
That's all right.
All right.
That's
All
all
right.
right. So
Defer
Go
to
ahead.
the guest.
this would be the movie flop. This would be the Fosbury flop. We'll check that in.
All right. And Dunkaroos, what'd you have?
I've listened to enough benchwarmers, but also I did write a question about Mr. Fosbury, known for his flop. So yes, we also are checking in with the Fosbury flop.
That is correct. Both teams have it right. It was Fosbury flop. The theme linked answers thus far are Texas, Mookie Betts, and Fosbury flop. Question number 4. This Philadelphia Philly set an MLB record last year for the most number of stolen bases, 30, without being caught.
All right, we will check in.
All right. Not first time, long time has checked in. Dunkaroos, once again, 2 minutes.
Going with our theme, I think this would have to be Trey Turner.
Oh, for the turn. Yeah.
They don't know that.
No, I didn't say that.
So yeah, we're gonna go with Trey Turner.
Sure.
All right. And we go back to not first time, long time.
Trey Turner.
Yes, that is correct. I guess, it's not really fair because they made the bases bigger and all that stuff, but I somehow missed the fact that Trey Turner stole as many as 30 bases. And even though I knew all the numbers were up, and I missed the fact that he didn't get caught. So maybe he's really good at sliding into bigger bases or something. So good for him. All right. Our themed linked answers thus far are Texas, Mookie Betts, Fosbury flop, and Trey Turner. Question number 5. He was recently named an NBA All-Star coach despite a 3-7 coaching record this season.
We'll check in.
Not first time, a long time has checked in. Dunkaroos, I'll give you a minute to talk this out.
I forgot about the whole theme thing.
Oh yeah.
So it's Doc Rivers,
Okay.
right?
Was he fired after 10
No.
games or something?
No, he was just brought in after the Bucks fired their coach.
Okay. The 3-7 was kind of
Yeah.
throwing me through a loop. Obviously, I wasn't going to get it anyway, but
Yeah, so we're gonna go with Doc Rivers.
All right. And not first time, long time.
Yep, Doc Rivers.
So yes, the correct answer is Doc Rivers. I was lost on this rule. I don't know. I don't remember this being a rule when I was a kid, so I don't know when this changed, but because the Celtics, I guess, had the coach last year you can no longer have somebody 2 years in a row. So the Bucks were the second best record in the East. And because they had just fired their coach, brought in Doc Rivers, who has done significantly worse than the prior coach and started out 3-7 with the Bucks, he gets to be a coach in the All-Star game. So our themed linked answers are Texas, Mookie Betts, Fosbury flop, Trey Turner, and Doc Rivers. The first team that actually got in a response or a guess for the theme was, don't lay a finger on my Dunkaroos.
Woo.
So Mr. Eid.
Wasn't because of me.
And Eric, what did you have?
So yeah, so we checked in with poker, I guess Texas Hold'em poker, but we went with poker.
That's correct. And I told the guys ahead of time that I would grade this very loosely since my answers were bits of stretches. I figured, yes.
I don't understand. Josh,
You
what are you shaking your head for? I'm confused. Why are you
Because
so
when I play
frustrated?
Texas Hold'em, I always look to see what the Turner card is going to be, and also what the Rivers is. No,
It's part of the word.
So-
It's part of the
so
word.
yeah.
I checked in with poker, Hold'em, whatever.
If it makes you feel better, just know that warheads were invented in Taiwan in 1975, and it wasn't until 1993 when they were brought over to the U.S. thanks to extreme marketing. Does that make you feel better?
No,
Okay.
I wasn't eating warheads when I was graduating from high school.
So,
was.
all right. So after the second quarter, we have scores of Don't Lay a Finger on My Dunkaroos or All Big League Chew Out Your Gusher has gotten out to a lead of 300 with 300 points, and Not First Time Long Time just behind with 250 points. That will bring us to halftime.
It is now time for the halftime show. There will be 3 entertainment questions pertaining to sports, with each question worth 25 points.
This halftime, I've done before, this style. It's going to be pre and post game style, sort of. Each answer is going to be a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame band and a sports person. But instead of blending together like pre and post game, they're going to share a last name, and the answer will sound like people in the same family. So for the band, I'm going to give you a few of their more popular songs, and the sports person, I'm going to give you just a traditional description. So for example, if I said Ohio State football coach and Basket Case or Boulevard of Broken Dreams, your answer would be Ryan and Green Day. Question number 1, nickname of running back who showed up, quote, just so he wouldn't get fined, and Never Let Me Down Again and Personal Jesus.
We'll
I
check
like it.
in.
Not First Time Long Time has checked in. Dunkaroos, you got 2 minutes.
So I'm trying to figure. I'm still off on the before and after, but I mean, we know it's Marshawn Lynch.
But
And
it's
then Personal Jesus is Depeche Mode, but also
So
Marilyn Manson did a version as well.
But if it's Depeche Mode, then it's Beast and Depeche Mode.
Okay, thank you. This is where I need you.
Because he said nickname of the running back. So not
Thank you. Yeah, Beast
there you
Mode,
go.
Depeche.
Adam, you're lucky that Eric's actually paying attention tonight. So
He's locked in.
I
Yeah.
know.
I started taking.
Since
I took-
Adam has been swearing the whole entire game, so we can just say whatever we want right now. So what the fuck is with this shit with you reading the questions?
I
Stop this.
started
Stop,
I
Eric.
started taking a supplement. It's called Ashua Gandha. I'm not even making that up. I looked it up and I'm like,
Well,
it's supposed to make you
Stop
more
the swearing,
focused,
Eric.
and apparently
Wow, it works.
There
you
We
go.
need a sponsorship now.
Yeah,
I'm
Asher
just
was
kidding
right.
about the swearing. Don't do a lot of swearing unless you really want
Oh,
David to have
boy.
to do a lot
wait,
of
now
beeping.
I gotta hang on. I gotta go rewrite one of my fourth quarter questions because it was about Ashua Gandha. So
well, see,
Do you want our answer?
it's
I
the
would
Black
love-
Panther.
I would
the
love-
third Black Panther movie is Ashua Gandha.
All right, not first time, long time.
So at first, when you were reading, I was like, Skittles. That's only one word. That won't work.
There you go.
And then it's like, oh, wait, no, he's talking about Beast Mode. So yes, Beast and Depeche Mode.
Both teams are receiving points. Well done. Yeah, so Depeche Mode was just inducted into the Hall of Fame last year. I think in 23. So there you go. All right, question number 2. Coached by Scotty Bowman, this NHL team once made it to 3 straight NHL Stanley Cup finals, losing all 12 games. And Nights in White Satin and Tuesday Afternoon.
We'll check in.
All right. Once again, we got a theme here. Not first time, long time has checked in. Don't lay a finger on my Dunkaroos.
I don't recognize the songs myself.
Oh,
All right, we're
Well-
gonna have to go from the Scotty Bowman angle here. So
Yeah.
team C's coach, the Red Wings,
Red Wings. That's my first thought.
but he did not
But-
lose all 12 games with them. He's
No,
won a
certainly
lot
not.
with them. The Penguins,
okay.
the Sabres, they have never won a Stanley Cup. The
Sabre.
Canadians,
Sabre.
and
Wow.
oh, you know what?
Half the time, I think you're just acting, and you always know the answer from the beginning. And you're just trying to act it
No,
out.
no.
That's
So-
what all of us think.
So when Bowman started, he started with the Blues, and when the Blues started, they were like the expansion teams were like guaranteed, or it was some weird thing where they always ended up making it to the Stanley
Uh-huh.
Cup, and they got killed
It's
every
just
time they
messy.
went. So I think if it's Blues, then is it Moody Blues?
I don't know a single Moody Blues song, so I like that.
But that's a band, right?
That 100% that's a band.
Okay, so I didn't just make that up because I
So
feel like I've
St.
heard that
Louis
before.
and Moody Blues, and yeah,
The St. Louis. Yeah, there we go. All right.
Not first time, long time. What'd you guys have?
St. Louis and the Moody Blues.
Both teams are receiving points. Yeah, okay, Eric, I didn't know that about them being guaranteed this. When I was going to research this, it was the late 60s, early 70s or something. And
I think so. It was 1967 and 1968 because it was the second 6 were 1967, right?
Yeah.
So it was
67 is when
the-
they came.
So it was what happened was the first six and the second six each played like the Eastern and the Western.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
the best team from each conference went, and the
Got it.
Blues got absolutely destroyed in each of the first two. Matter of fact, I think in the first year the Blues played the
It was-
North Stars to go to the Stanley Cup,
Oh,
and they
well,
they
it was
beat
the
the North
first.
Stars.
It was the first three because they lost 3 finals 4-0 in a
But I think they
in-
changed the rules in the third
Okay.
year,
Okay.
and they just
Got it.
went back to a normal playoff thing. And the Blues were good enough, but still got their
Got it.
Mm.
keisters handed to them.
Got it. All right. Well done, everybody. Question number 3. Has the most career playoff points for a player to never win the Stanley Cup, having played in the playoffs for Detroit, St. Louis, Boston, Washington, the Flyers, and the Ducks, and Private Eyes, Rich Girl, and Kiss on My List.
Hey, guess what? We're gonna check in.
All right. Not first time, long time has checked in again, even though it's a hockey question. Don't lay a finger on my Dunkaroos.
It's not really. I mean, it's really a music question.
Yeah, it is. Don't lay a finger on my Dunkaroos. Please talk it out.
Well, I immediately know the music is Hall & Oates. Private eyes watching you. That's a good one. Rich girl. She's a rich girl. And she got too far. So someone with the last name Hall.
Nope.
I should. Oh, Oates or the last name of
Yeah.
And.
I'm going to say last name Ant. Actually works a little bit because his name's Adam. So it's almost and.
Hall and Adam Oates.
Notes.
Okay.
Anyway, so I'm pretty sure it's Adam Oates. So yeah, we'll check in with Hall and Adam Oates. Adam and Hall and Oates. How about that? I don't know how you want me to word that.
Adam and Hall & Oates was good. Yeah. Not first time, long time. What'd you guys have?
Adam and Hall & Oates, because I knew Hall & Oates, and I went, there's only one hockey player I know with the last name Oates. So we checked in with 2.
That is correct. Hall & Oates was inducted to the Hall of Fame in 2014. Our score after halftime is Don't Lay a Finger on My Dunkaroos, or All Big League Chew Out Your Gusher has 375 points, maintaining their 50-point lead over Not First Time Long Time, who has 325 points. Today's third quarter is going to be 5-on-3.
5-on-3. For this quarter, there will be 3 categorized lists containing 5 items, where each item is worth 10 points. The teams will attempt to guess as many items as they can. However, if a team has an incorrect guess, they will receive 0 points for that list.
Question number 1. There are 5 schools that have had multiple quarterbacks taken in the top 10 of the draft in the last 15 years, dating back to 2009. I want you to name the 5 schools.
All right,
Somebody
we're
check
ready
in.
to check in.
All right. Not first time, long time. Has checked in, but we are out of time, so I'm going to need an answer, Dunkaroos. You have like 10 seconds to put this together.
Adam, I need you to hit me with some stuff.
I need
You
you.
don't
I
have
need
time.
You
You
to, I
have to
need
check
you
in
to
right
know
now.
that Teddy Grahams were introduced in 1988, and they came out with 3 different flavors of honey, cinnamon, and chocolate. And I think honey is my favorite.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
But I can also respect if you give me some answers. So let's
All right. We're going to go with Oklahoma, Alabama, Oregon, North Dakota State. And I'm going to cut it there because I'm not confident enough.
Really?
Okay. All right. And not first time, long time.
Well,
All right.
we'll see, Matt. If we'll see if
Yeah, we have.
he
some
threw one
different
in there that
answers.
we don't have, so that makes me very nervous.
Yeah, we have Oklahoma, Alabama, North Dakota State, but then we also have Ohio State and USC. Ohio State with Justin Fields and what's his
CJ
bucket
Stroud.
from the Texans?
Stroud?
Fields? Stroud.
Fields was, pretty sure, 11.
Was he? I thought he was top
That's-
10.
I thought he was like
Oh,
in the
was he?
top 3.
I thought he was 11, but I could be wrong.
One team is receiving points,
Oh, that's probably not us.
and I was hoping that somebody wouldn't jump on Justin Fields because he was number 11. The correct answers are Alabama with Bryce Young and Tua, Oregon with Justin Herbert and Mariota, USC with Sam Darnold and Mark Sanchez,
Oh,
Oklahoma with Kyle Murray, Baker Mayfield, and Sam Bradford, and of course the oddball out, North Dakota State, with Trey Lance and Carson Wentz. I can't give you points because I wrote the question that way, but I had forgotten about Justin Fields. Question number 2. Luka Doncic recently became the 6th youngest player in NBA history to reach 10,000 points. Name the 5 who were younger.
We will check in.
All right. The Dunkaroos are checking in. Not first time, long time. 2 minutes to talk it out.
I said KG, but he didn't. Yeah, you're right. He didn't score enough
Garnett
points
didn't score enough early in his career to get there. So Kobe, LeBron, Kevin Durant, I think Carmelo Anthony. If we want to go 5, I would lean Tracy McGrady, but I don't know how confident I am in that one.
Yeah, it's almost certainly people who were drafted out of high school.
Correct. Or one, I mean, Carmelo just never passed the ball. So
yeah, he just came out of the gate just absolutely on fire.
And just never passed. He just shot every time he got the ball.
Moses Malone got drafted early, but I don't think he scored a ton of points early in his career.
No.
So what do you want to do? You want to go with those?
You just want to go with the 4? Or do you want to try? I'm not super confident on
an extra
McGrady.
10 points doesn't really do us all that great.
No, it really doesn't. Losing 40 would be worse, I guess. So just go with the 4.
Sure.
All right. So we're checking in with LeBron, Kobe, KD, and Carmelo.
All right. And Dunkaroos, what'd you guys have?
All the same ones that you had, Kobe, KD, Melo, and LeBron, but then we did add Tracy McGrady.
Both teams are receiving points. The correct list is LeBron, Kevin Durant, Kobe, Carmelo Anthony, and Tracy McGrady. Yeah, I was rooting for you guys to put the 5th one on the list, but I can understand that one was clearly the riskiest one of the 5. No question. No question. All right. On to question 3 of 5 on 3. Of sports that have been in the Summer Olympics since at least 2000, name the 5 sports for which the United States has never won a medal.
I'm going to check in.
Not first time, long time, has checked in. Dunkaroos, give me a minute to talk this out.
All right. So the one thing that's killing me is the fact that I know that there's one winter sport, but he doesn't want the winters.
Yeah.
So badminton, definitely. Table tennis. The fact that he said since 2000 makes me 100% want to put trampoline on there because I'm 95% sure trampoline started in 2000.
Didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. And then handball. Actually, handball and water polo I enjoy watching those actually a lot. 90% on handball. And if I had to pick one more, if I wanted to be just whatever, is the U.S. is really good at regular gymnastics, but they're hot garbage in rhythmic gymnastics.
Yeah, sure.
Because
I think Russia and China very heavily.
It's because it's not I don't even know the word I want to use.
Power based.
Not even just that. Like the attention to it is nothing. So no kid growing up in the United States is I want to throw a ribbon around.
Exactly. You dance with a hoop. You dance with a ribbon. Right? You dance with a ball. Lame. I want to see some flips.
It's the same reason why the U.S. is never good at soccer is because there's so many other options. There's so many other options. Like kids don't really whatever.
Yeah, if good options like the major sports.
Well, all right. I need an answer. All
right. So do you want to go all 5?
Yes, of course I want to go all 5.
Let's go. So badminton, table tennis, trampoline. How many is that? 3. Handball. And rhythmic gymnastics.
Yes.
All right. Not first time, long time. What did you guys have?
Well, you should be confident because I'm pretty sure those are the 5. By the way, handball. Why doesn't the U.S. have a competitive handball team? Because that's a cool looking sport. And do we even have a team? Because I've never seen the U.S. play. It's a cool looking game. How is it that we don't dominate that sport? Cool. But anyway, badminton, handball, table tennis, trampoline, and rhythmic gymnastics.
Both teams are receiving their 50 points. I am very impressed that you guys pieced this together. I was worried that when Josh heard that rhythmic gymnastics and trampoline were both on the list that there might be a rage quit. But I'm familiar with all of those sports, and the only one I'm surprised I don't have a competitive team is handball. That's the only one. The others are like meh. I can't remember ever seeing the U.S. in it's possible we field a handball team, but you might have to qualify just to get to the Olympics, and we may just lose before we get to that.
Yeah, I've just never seen them actually playing.
I've never seen a U.S. handball team that I can ever remember. So,
and I would think if we had one that was any good, we'd be good at it.
Yeah,
Do you think it's like hockey though? Like a host city automatically gets the team? Because I know that's how it is in ice hockey. Like,
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know. Okay, after the third quarter, we have the following scores. Don't Lay a Finger on My Dunkaroos have 515 points, and Not First Time Long Time are trailing with 415 points. That will bring us to the fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter, known as Put Your Fours Up. This quarter consists of 4 categorized questions that teams will wager up to 100 points each, not to exceed their current point total.
I think I was sort of inspired by Throwback Trivia Takedown. So I was thinking about movies, and for some reason Johnny Depp came to mind because I don't know, because he creeps me out. So our categories today are The Lone Ranger, Sweeney Todd, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Question 1, Lone Ranger, is actually going to be about Major League Baseball or the NHL. Dealer's choice. Sweeney Todd is going to be about the NFL. Pirates of the Caribbean is going to be about Major League Baseball. And Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is going to be about the NBA. It's now time for the teams to place their wagers.
We'd like to take a minute to invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at BenchwarmersTP. We also have a Facebook group for fans of the pod called The Bench. Join us there to comment on the latest episodes and share cool sports facts and trivia. If you'd be willing to rate and review us on iTunes or Stitcher, we'd greatly appreciate the support so that other people may find this podcast. Thanks.
Now that the wagers are in, on to the questions.
You know what always wins? People who eat the Dannon Sprinklins. You guys remember those from their yogurt where they had little sprinkles in?
Nope.
They had sprinkles or dinosaur shapes or other little things. They were fantastic. They came, introduced in 1995. They were discontinued in 2001, but they were my favorite snack.
Once again,
in 1995, I'd already been in the Army for 2 years, and I was done with basic training and probably in advanced training. So, you children,
you didn't eat yogurt.
We were home
Sprinkles
eating
yogurt.
dinosaur
What did you
yogurt.
call them?
and
Wait, what did you?
yogurt in
What?
the
Wait,
Army.
actually, wait. Hold on a second. What did you call them?
They're called Dannon Sprinklins.
Oh,
My drill sergeant would
not the
have
same thing as Dan. Not the same thing as
severe fun of
Danimals,
me.
right?
Not the same thing as Danimals. No, they had a
Okay,
little
okay.
like top that had
Okay.
like they were filled with like filling like sprinklins that you put it. They were phenomenal.
Definitely don't remember.
Oh, so good.
A few more years, and it could have been something I gave to my kids for Pete's sake. All right. Okay. Question number 1: The Lone Ranger. I'm going to give you a choice. You can either answer the Major League Baseball question, which is who's the only player to have at least 2,000 career hits as a Texas Ranger, or the NHL question, which is who is the only American player to score 250 goals as a New York Ranger. See, it's the Lone Ranger. Get it? You see what I did there? All right.
David, we're gonna check it.
All right. We have Don't Lay a Finger on My Dunkaroos, or I'll Big League Chew Out Your Gusher is actually checked in. Not first time, long time. Talk it out.
So of the Texas Rangers, I was thinking of, that's actually the name I was going to bring up here as soon as
Good.
a lot of the Texas Rangers, when I think of the big names of that would have a lot of hits, they're all guys who would have traveled, didn't spend their entire career with the Rangers, was there for a cup of coffee or maybe 6 or 7 years, but nobody there for
10
12.
plus. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so I brought up Rafael Palmeiro, Juan Gon, Ian Kinsler, and they all moved. Julio Franco, they're all guys who were all over the place.
Like Beltre wasn't there long enough to get.
Yeah.
That's
So, weird. The only name I could think of a person who's been there for a consistently long period of time and been a decent hitter is the name that Josh just threw up, which was Michael Young. And I don't know if it's true, but I have zero information on the Texas Ranger or the New York Ranger with 250 goals. So
no. I think David added a baseball half of this to allow us an opportunity to get an answer.
Yeah. Throw us a bone. So.
Yeah, that's where I was thinking, because I think Young, he had to have played 10, 12, 13 seasons.
Yeah, I was going to say at least 12
to start his career with Texas. So
yeah, where did he end up? He ended up going somewhere.
I don't remember, but that's the name. That was the name we both came up with. So I say we go with that.
Let's do it.
All right,
For
we're going to
100
check in.
points.
Yep, Michael Young for 100 points.
And Dunkaroos, what'd you guys have?
Honestly, the New York Rangers like all-time goal scorers is probably the most unsexy all-time list of any team out there, and it's kind of weird that it would be for the Rangers. But the only American I can think of that would be even sniff this list of 250 goals would be Chris Kreider. Because Brian Leach, I know, definitely has not scored 250 goals. So we went with Chris Kreider for 100 points.
Ooh.
Both teams are receiving points. Yeah, you're spot on, Eric. The players who've scored 250 goals as a Ranger, I'll admit that I haven't heard of a lot of these guys, but it's reading from the list. It was like Rod Gilbert, John Rattel, Adam Graves, I know, obviously Andy Bathgad, Vic Hadfield, Camille Henry, Mark Messier, and of course Chris Kreider. Kreider's the only one who's not Canadian on that list.
Two of
And in
those
terms-
names. I've heard of two of those names.
Yeah, me too.
Otherwise, it's a gaggle of who's.
So Kreider, Chris Kreider's still active, isn't he?
He still plays. Yes,
Yeah,
he's
so
not
that's
old.
the only
like,
reason
he's-
I knew him. So like I would have picked out Messier and Graves, and
That's the two.
yeah, okay, yeah, no, that's fair. And
Yeah.
in terms of the other one, yeah, Michael Young is the only guy to have 2,000 hits. The guy who's in second place on the Rangers list, I think, is Pudge, and
Okay.
that's
Oh,
mostly
yeah?
from longevity. Yeah,
Wow.
from longevity.
How many
I mean,
years did Pudge play there?
a
7 or
long
8?
time, I think, a long time, because he had about
What?
1,700 hits. It must have been longer than that.
But he,
I mean, but remember too that Pudge started very young. Pudge started, I think, when he was about 20. And so he had a pretty long career in I bet you he played 12 seasons in Texas. It
everyone
It
seemed to
is
be getting
12
hat-tricks.
because he played his first 11 seasons and then he had one more season towards the end.
Look at that. Way
So
to go, David.
I didn't picture him there quite that long.
So in case anybody was curious, Shark Bites, one of the best fruit snacks of all time, were introduced in 1988, and they had some special flavors like the Great White and the Tiger Shark. They were phenomenal.
The white gummies were
What were
amazing.
these?
Wait, are
Yeah.
they as good as Scandinavian swimmers that they sell at Trader Joe's? Because those are pretty good.
They're way better.
What were these called?
Okay.
Shark bites?
Shark Bites.
Oh,
Ooh,
God,
shark-
They're
so good.
they're just fruit.
No,
Yeah,
no, they're
they're all
better.
the same.
They're better. They're superior.
No, they're just fruit snacks
Isn't
in
that
the
part of
shape
Mac-
of a freaking shark.
Question
Love
2, Sweeney Todd. Here we go. Who's the most recent NFL player to go over both 5,000 yards rushing and 5,000 yards receiving in his career?
I'm checking it in.
All right, don't lay a finger on my Dunkaroos. Has checked in. Not first time, long time. Talk it out.
Yeah, good call, Josh. I didn't
Yeah,
think about
I was
that
trying
either
to find a
until
connection with Sweeney Todd,
Sweeney Todd.
the
yeah.
demon barber of Fleet Street.
Mhm.
So, yeah, so I think it has to be Tiki Barber because I think he would be a guy that would have been around that. So, we're going to check in with Tiki Barber for 100 points.
All right. And Adam, what do you got?
So hold up before Adam says it.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing. Sweeney Todd. I'm like, so what? I don't think Todd Gurley had that much because I thought it was maybe a shot for Adam because he's a big Georgia Bulldogs fan.
Yes.
I'm like,
it
oh,
was.
this is easily Todd Gurley, but I'm like, that's not Todd Gurley. But go ahead, Adam. You looked past
Yeah.
it and you figured it out.
No, I wasn't thinking at all about the actual categories and the genius that is David Lux. But instead I was like, oh, would LD have done this? Would sorry, not LD, would LT have done this? Would LaDainian Tomlinson have done this? But no, Eric pushed back on the Sweeney Todd aspect, and I was like, oh yeah, the demon barber on Fleet Street. So I went with Tiki Barber, and then Eric was like, yeah, totally. So
Both teams are receiving points. Yeah, this one was a little shout out to the Throwback Trivia. I was getting a little bit of a movie reference here. I was glad nobody blurted out. Yeah, and so obviously Sweeney Todd is, as everyone said, the demon barber. There aren't that many guys who've had 5,000 yards rushing and receiving. And for some reason, I know Tiki Barber was relatively well balanced in that way, but the last guy before him was Marshall Falk, and before that, it goes all the way back to Marcus Allen.
I mean,
Obviously, Debo's
there
not
gonna
a chance
be-
to do it, but
McCaffrey is
McCaffrey could do it. Yeah,
Caffrey
those
might
yeah.
have one.
The only thing that'll happen is that Debo or McCaffrey will get in each other's way, but just racking up the numbers. But yeah, for sure. Good job, everybody. All right, Pirates of the Caribbean. So on July 25th, 1956, the Pittsburgh Pirates won a game 9-8 against the Cubs. In that game, Roberto Clemente became what is believed to be the only player in Major League history to do what?
We'll check in.
all right, whatever you say, Eric.
I have nothing.
All right.
So I've put
Hang
zero thought into this.
All right, not first time, long time has checked in. Don't like a finger on my Dunkaroos. You have a minute to talk this out.
First player to die in a plane crash after he hit exactly 3,000 hits.
Wow.
Yep, he had exactly 3,000.
I don't think it happened on that date.
No,
No.
he didn't leave the ballpark and just immediately
Yeah.
flying home to the Caribbean. And just I don't know what play for two different teams in the same day. I don't know.
No, I mean, did he go like 3 for 3 with all home runs or something like that, or 4 for 4 with all home runs? Has other people done that? I don't know if he's done that. I'm just throwing out some random crap.
I mean, this old baseball is obviously not my thing.
Yeah.
I'm very open about this. So, honestly, I've nothing. My guess would be something like maybe he played for, I don't know. Maybe
Played for them and the
switched
Cubs
in the same game. Let's say, I don't know. I have no idea.
Whatever.
Let's move on.
I trust you implicitly, sir. You are my
to
captain. You are my champion.
There's nothing to trust over this. I'm just going to say played for two teams in the same day. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. And not first time, long time. What did you guys have?
So I think I reheard something about this not that long ago. And this is one thing that once you hear it, Eric, you'll never forget it. But I do believe that he's credited with hitting the first inside the park walk-off grand slam.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
okay.
So that's our answer for 100 points.
Yes. One team is receiving points in the most hyphenated answer of all time on the Benchwarmers. It was an inside the park walk-off grand slam. And that's why they won 9-8. So
cool.
Selfish.
With that question, we actually have a lead change. Amazingly, not first time, long time now has 715 points, and don't lay a finger on my Dunkaroos, etc., now has 615 points. That brings us to question 4, our last question of the game. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Drafted 6th overall in 1996, he would go on to be the 13th top scorer in Celtics history, make $100+ million in the NBA, yet would spend much of it and eventually run up $800,000 in gambling debts in 3 casinos and be charged with writing bad checks to clear his debt in Las Vegas. Name him.
David, we're going to check in.
Don't lay a finger on my Dunkaroos has, for the last time tonight, checked in. Not first time, long time. 2 minutes to talk it out.
It's, yeah, I was going to check in pretty quickly after the question was done. This is one of those guys that you go, how in the world do you make $100+ million and basically go broke? And obviously gambling is an easy way for that to happen. But yeah, this would be Antoine Walker. Timberwolves legend, Antoine Walker. I think he played one season or part of one season. I don't remember. But for 100 points.
All right. And the Dunkaroo guys?
Yeah, so here's like I gamble. Like I've placed bets. It's fine, right? But the reason I place bets is to win money. It's not for like the thrill of it. It's like I guess it is a thrill when I end up winning money, but once I win that money, it's used towards something. You already have it. Like him, I know Charles Barkley, I guess, is a huge gambler too, but like
Michael Jordan. Jordan.
Millions upon millions of dollars. What is it just like the whatever? I guess the
addiction. I think that's probably the word.
I understand that, but at the same time, but what's your end game? I guess you don't have
to win. These guys have the mentality of
then do what I do: play cornhole, play pickleball. Go do that because that's what I do on Monday night. I play cornhole on Monday. It's a lot of fun.
There's not enough on the line for them.
You play pickleball because it's good for your joints? It's not.
He's going to blow out an ACL because that's what I keep hearing happening to a bunch of old people who play pickleball.
Are you serious?
Yes, that like ACL injuries in like people in their 50s and 60s
David.
are going up.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of old people, hey, David, how do we do?
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, yeah, so we're
going to check in.
Yeah, I didn't even give it my answer. So it's Antoine Walker, and I feel bad for that man for 100 points.
Both teams are receiving points, and I only play Kosher Pickleball, just for the record. I just want you all to...
Classic. The Vlasic Invitational.
The Vlasic Invitational. All right. Thankfully, that has brought our game to an end, and here are the final scores. Don't lay a finger on my Dunkaroos, or I'll big league chew out your gusher. finished with a very respectable 715 points. But our clipboard captain of the game, who receiving the coveted Quincy Carter Award with 815 points, is not first time, long time. Amazing.
Yay.
Adam.
Timey baseball. That's what did it for us.
That's right. Adam, you want to regale us with any random snack facts before we go, or talk about anything else?
Yeah.
If there's one thing that I leave you with, it's that Pop-Tarts were introduced in 1964 in their unfrosted state, but in 1967, they gained the frosting. And one of my favorite flavors, s'mores, came out in 1992, and Wildberry is a lot of other people's favorites, came out in 1995. So just remember that. If you remember me, remember about Pop-Tarts.
By the way, Adam, I have my s'mores Pop-Tarts right upstairs.
So good. So
They
good.
are so good.
Well, why don't
Very
we talk
nice.
about all of the different podcasts that are on the, what is it? The Throwback was your guys' network?
Beef
No,
Up
Throwback
Network.
Beef
I
up.
mean, you guys have plugged that plenty, so it doesn't matter. Check them out. Throwback Trivia Takedown. That's a good show. I hope you guys like them.
By the time this comes out, I hopefully will have. Never mind.
Yeah,
Right.
We got
We
Yeah.
hope so. We hope so too, Eric.
regain your championship.
Damn, I'm coming for blood this year, so everybody better look out.
So, Adam, I just
Yes.
want to thank you for your support for our podcast, for keeping your content going, which entertains so many of our listeners and so many people on this podcast. It's the source of a lot of chatting for us. So thank you for everything. Thank you for coming on tonight, being a good sport.
Other than Eric now has failed me, and he made me my second. I'm 2-2 now on this show, which is really sad.
I should have known there was going to be just selfish old time baseball.
Yeah.
I don't know
Selfish
I don't like
old-time
I don't like
baseball.
I don't like selfish athletes, so that's probably why I didn't know that.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, on behalf of Adam, all of our patrons, Eric Eade, Josh, Matt Doherty, I have been David Lux, and thank you for listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Until next time, we'll keep the bench warm.
That ball hit high and deep. Stretch! Get on back there. They look up. You can put it on the board. Yes!
Into deep left center for Mitchell, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
That great music you're listening to is by Justin Nozick. Thanks to him for producing that music for us. You've been listening to the Benchwarmers Trivia Podcast. Make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We are at Benchwarmers TP.